Today's horoscope, Cancer February 23, 2025. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. You may thoroughly enjoy taking things one step at a time today, as you can be in the mood to plan and strategize. You may find it quite liberating to put something behind you or mix up your routine in creative ways. It's a time for getting rid of the limitations that bind you, making room for new ways of expressing yourself. It's a time of good ideas or a deeper urge to share. You can be especially busy on a mental level today and tomorrow. You're not looking back and are excited to make things work, although Mars, in your sign, is about to turn direct, and it's a good idea to take your time as you change gears. You could feel uncomfortable with matters that have been left hanging and would prefer to wrap things up. It's a strong time for really getting things done. You're more determined, focused, and motivated, and this is a magical combination. Far in the distant reaches of space, Jupiter orbits in the high skies of Gemini. Our great benefic will remain here until June 9, 2025. By watching where Jupiter resides, we can learn about specific trends affecting the entire human collective. In order to find love and romance, we may want to embody some of these energies. First, if single, be sure to make socializing and expanding your network a top priority. This will allow you to meet new potential options. These people may not only be able to build a solid foundation of friendship with you but also be perfect in romantic compatibility. Keep your feelings out of it. Take a hard look at your professional arrangements when the moon enters Capricorn, its detriment. As a sentimental sign, your empathy and compassion are commendable. However, your feelings may not be necessary to consider when you are looking at the next steps for your professional commitments. Keep your emotions out of your decisions if you want to be logical and rational about your work life. Making a decision based on rhyme and reason instead of emotions can help you determine what to do with your professional arrangements. When creating your healthy lifestyle, it's important to set specific goals within a specific time frame. Be careful, however, not to overestimate your goals or to expect immediate results. Focus instead on taking some action each day, no matter how small. Once you've got this going, you will be able to shift the focus to what else is important to you. You may need more in your life to balance your personal health goals. Is there a volunteer organization that appeals to you? You may find yourself thinking of doing things that are much greater than anything you've done before. This is sure to be a result of this day. This powerful essence only comes once a month, and it encourages you to dream big, strive to do more, and to consider engaging in something that will see others benefit from your efforts. It's an excellent time for a community project. Make the most of this day by reaching for the sky. The moon returns to your work sector every 4 weeks, and when it does, it will form a friendly aspect to the long-term planets in your career sector as it passes through. This makes today's awareness and insight on the job and career fronts and even the moon's ability to act as a trigger an ordinary event. It is the timing that makes this significant, with the asteroid Juno in her early days in your work sector and Venus refusing to leave your career sector. Over the coming weeks they will form a tight bond, and with Mars 2 days away from turning direct and from starting his trek back to your income sector, the timing couldn't be better. While the moon and the asteroid Juno, the queen of commitment, both left your romantic sector over recent days, this was not goodbye for either. The moon will return every 4 weeks, and in April Juno will retrograde back in to spend another 6 months there. Until then, before the moon returns to your relationship sector tomorrow, it is all about holding on to the spirit of romance and the resolve to follow your heart. Daily Planetary Overview. As the moon enters Capricorn, a sign where it is considered to be in exile, you may find that emotions take a back seat today. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, it simply means that the usual waves of sentimentality might feel muted, and expressions of deep feeling may not come as easily as they normally would. Have you ever had one of those days where you know you care deeply about something, but the words just don't seem to come out the way you want? That's the kind of energy at play now. The emotional flow may feel restricted, making it challenging to open up, especially if those around you are not providing the space or understanding you need. It's not that feelings aren't there, but rather that they may be harder to articulate or access. Flexibility will be key today, as unexpected shifts in plans may test your patience. You might have everything mapped out, only to realize that circumstances are pushing you to make last-minute changes or even abandon certain plans altogether. This can be frustrating, especially if you prefer stability and predictability, but instead of resisting, try to see these shifts as opportunities. Have you ever been forced to change direction unexpectedly, only to realize later that it led you to something even better? Often, the detours life throws at us are not roadblocks but redirections towards something more aligned with our growth. By staying adaptable, you allow room for new possibilities to emerge. In relationships, there's a strong pull toward making tangible progress rather than indulging in sentimentality. If you're in a partnership, this is a great time to discuss practical ways to improve your connection, whether through shared responsibilities, long-term plans, or finding new ways to keep things interesting. If you're single, you might feel drawn to someone who shares your ambitions and outlook on life, someone who can offer substance and stability rather than just surface-level attraction. This isn't a day for grand romantic gestures, but rather for meaningful actions that show care and commitment in practical ways. Have you ever had someone do something small but deeply thoughtful for you, something that meant far more than a simple "I love you"? That's the kind of energy that holds weight today. At the same time, be mindful of how you communicate with others. Capricorn's influence can sometimes make us overly blunt or focused on results, which might come across as insensitive. You may feel an urge to take charge and push things forward, but make sure you're not steamrolling over other people's feelings in the process. Have you ever been so focused on getting something done that you unintentionally disregarded how it might affect those around you? Striking a balance between efficiency and empathy will make all the difference. Pay attention to people's reactions and adjust your approach accordingly. If you notice someone withdrawing or becoming defensive, take a step back and reassess whether your tone is as constructive as it could be. With a little diplomacy, you'll find that people are much more willing to support and collaborate with you. With everything running smoothly in your own world, you're in a position to extend your energy outward and offer support to those who may need it. This isn't about grand gestures. It can be as simple as checking in on a friend, offering a helping hand, or sharing some words of encouragement. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness make the biggest impact. Have you ever been going through a tough time, only to have someone unexpectedly step in and offer exactly the support you needed? That reminder that you're not alone can mean everything, and today, you have the chance to be that source of comfort for someone else. There's also a powerful drive towards setting meaningful goals and taking concrete steps toward them. If you've been waiting for the right moment to start a project, make a commitment, or bring a long-held idea to life, this energy supports steady and disciplined progress. Capricorn isn't about quick wins, it's about long-term success built on persistence and dedication. Have you ever looked back at something you achieved and realized how much patience and effort it took to get there? That kind of deep satisfaction comes from committing to the process, even when the results aren't immediate. Today, take one step, no matter how small, towards something that matters to you. As the day unfolds, remember that even if emotions feel subdued, this doesn't mean they are absent. Sometimes, the most powerful growth happens in the quiet moments, in the steady efforts, and in the way we show up for ourselves and others when no one is watching. By staying flexible, open to inspiration, considerate in your interactions, and committed to your goals, you can make the most of today's energy and set yourself up for lasting success. What's one step you can take today that your future self will thank you for?